If you play Sagat and want to take your opponent from here to here, barely using 2 drive bars, then you clicked on the right video. Let's get to it. So I want to make this video for some time. I don't really see any Sagats using this combo outside of Bonchan, and honestly, I don't get why, because this is one of the best things you need in your toolkit, because it gets Sagat out of his weakest area, the corner, and puts him in his strongest area when your opponent's in the corner. So let's get into the 2 variations of this combo, how it works, when it's applicable, and how you should be using it. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is land a perfect parry in the corner. Simple enough, right? So this is the first variation I want you to do. I'm going to explain how it works after you see it, but as you can see, you barely use any bar, and this boy Ken is going from corner to corner, and you're +4 in their face. Alright, so let's break this down step by step. After the heavy punch perfect parry, you're going to want to drive rush forward and do a back heavy punch. It needs to be a drive rush forward because not only does it launch them higher, the drive rush gives you more juggle points. Then you go into the heavy nexus with the heavy follow-up, the one that launches them in the air like that. Drive rush back heavy again into that same combo, the heavy nexus. And now after the launcher, you're going to want to do the forward roundhouse, so the forward heavy kick. Boom, mash DP right after this, heavy DP. They're still high enough to get clipped. 10 hit combo, and after this is when you just do the simple dash forward and you're +4 in their face. Pretty simple. The other route is if you want the safe jump after, and it'll look something like this. It's very similar, it just has one subtle change, but I'll get into it right after this. And as you can see, +42 safe jump, go into your jump heavy right after. Alright, so the difference here is after the perfect parry, you're going to go into the same route at the beginning, so the drive rush back heavy into the nexus. The subtle difference here is after the second drive rush back heavy into the nexus, you're not going to do the roundhouse follow-up. So that forward heavy kick, you're not going to do it. Instead, you're going to drive rush forward one more time into the crouch medium punch heavy punch target combo. This will juggle them off the floor into heavy tiger knee. Again, it's a very easy combo if you practice it, but this gives you the perfect amount of frames to get that +42 safe jump as you see on the screen right now. So now let's look into scenarios where you're going to be using this a lot, and then I'll talk about areas where you can't use it at all because it won't work. So this perfect parry scenario works when you perfect parry a move with longer recovery, and I'm going to show you some of the more common ones that people try to do against you. Let's take Bison for example. How often do players try to open you up after throw? They'll go for a drive rush overhead, or on your wake up, or if you're just standing there, they'll go for a drive rush back heavy kick, and then they'll do another back heavy kick to try to frame trap you just because they know they're really plus. So in either scenario, you do the perfect parry on the overhead, you're going to be able to go into that drive rush combo, works the exact same. As you can see, full screen DP finish. And the exact thing will happen if you predict they're going to do that heavy kick follow up after. The same combo will work. This time I chose to go for the safe jump option. And the range is actually stupidly deceptive depending on what attack you're perfect parrying. So we know I love my boy Terry. I hate using Terry as an example. But one way Terry's love opening players up is with a crouch medium kick, just like every other Shoto. So as you can see, it just covers a ridiculous amount of space. You wouldn't expect it to go that far, especially for a back heavy launcher like that. But you send your boy Terry full screen. I'm sorry Terry, I still love you. So in this part of the video, I just want to show you a quick rapid fire of things to look out for, just so you know next time. If you're playing a character like Marissa, essentially any of her specials, Gladius, Superman Punch, whatever, if that gets perfect parried, you can go into that route. Even her charge attacks, like a lot of people like to do this on your wake up, if you perfect parry that, you still get it, even if they're drive rush charge. So if you perfect parry any of Marissa stuff, she can go corner to corner. Then you have Manons, they love doing this overhead. Your perfect parry drive rush will still work here. Oftentimes Lilies try to hit you with this sequence to keep you out. Still works here. Well, the Shotos are going to have to rapid fire, but for Ryu, Ken, Akuma, Ed even, if you perfect parry the stand fierce from any range, you're going to be able to go into that. Sweeps, same thing will happen. Crouch medium kicks, if you perfect parry, you'll still have enough time. You know, they love abusing donkey kicks in the corner. All of that will work if you get the perfect parry off. You can send them full screen. Blank is another example. They always try to stay out of this range with their crouch fierce, but if you perfect parry it, works on him. So Gao's crouch medium kick is a bit tricky. At max range, this will not work. As you can see, it gets blocked. But anything other than that, like from point blank like this, or like 90% of the range, it'll work. So in this example, Gao's pretty close. Now he's a bit further away. It'll work from this distance. You just have to practice how close he is. Gao's also love doing drive rush overheads after sonic booms or on your wake up. This will crush an overhead if you get the perfect parry off. And they also love doing drive rush crouch medium kick. I'm happy to report this works on that as well. Lots of Chun-Li's like to hit you with this fierce punch from this distance. It works even at max distance. It works on Zangief's charge fierce punch. They love doing this in the corner, so look out for it. I mean, do I even have to tell you this works on that wheel kick? Because it does. Basically, anyone with a one-hit overhead, I'm talking Aki, Terry, Sagat, this is going to work if you get the perfect parry off, and you can go into either variation. And finally, I'm going to tell you where this scenario doesn't work, so don't go for it in these situations. This is not going to work off light attacks. They just recover way too quick, so don't try it. And this is pretty much universal across every single character. Light attacks are just way too fast. So if characters have a plus on block medium attack, like Akuma, Sagat, it's not going to work either. They just recover too quick, and they're plus on block as well, so don't try it out. And then finally, if a character does a move like a drive rush into a very plus normal, like Bison's back heavy kick like this, you're going to be so advantageous on block that even if you get the perfect parry off on this, it's not going to work. So watch out for those drive rush big plus moves. And that's the video. I hope you liked it. Everyone needs to know corner to corner combo, especially when it's low on drive resources. You got to know it. If you like these types of videos, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.